Welcome to the Shearwalls online tutorial videos. In this video, we will demonstrate how quickly a structure can be made using the Shearwalls software. The structure plans inside this video is inspired by the tutorial 4 available in the Canadian Wood Council website under the User Guide tab. Note that the following video is in real time without any cuts. Before building the model, we will define some settings such as the site information and make sure the member dimensions are adjusted. We will also set the wind load generation procedure to other buildings and modify some settings that will affect the design later on in the process. We'll start by importing some CAD files for the two-story building presented in the tutorial 4 from the user guide available on the website. The next step will be to position the model so it aligns with the coordinates that we desire, as well as defining the dimensions of the structure. Once satisfied with the position and dimensions of the model, we can move on with creating the two-story structure block followed by creating the walls. Note that since the model doesn't have too much irregularities, it is preferable to use only one structure block that we will modify before extending the walls upwards. For more information on that feature, please refer to the Shearwalls Best Practices 1 tutorial video available on the website. To be more precise, we can manually adjust the wall perimeter so that it coincides with the CAD drawing. Since the two stories are not close to being identical, we will design the interior walls after extending the walls. By proceeding that way, we avoid wasting time by deleting walls that are not in place. If, for example, the structure had an identical design on each story, creating interior walls before clicking the Extend Walls button would have been justifiable. For more information, please refer to the tutorial video entitled Shearwalls Best Practices 2, which is also available on the website. We will combine the wall A1 with B1 by aligning them and pressing the delete button. For moving wall B2 on the other side of wall C1, you first have to align them, then you can adjust the wall a second time on the other side. Once the exterior walls are created and in place, you can design them as a group to specify the type of materials, framings, and hold-downs. It is now time to create the interior walls to match the blueprints of the CAD file. First, we will specify the type of material the interior walls will have. Note that when doing so, all the following created walls will have the same configuration. If you look closely, even when changing the level, the selected wall still remains set to interior shear wall. We will now add the openings to the structure. Although the size of the openings does not matter for the segmented shear walls, for the purpose of this example, all doors will have a height of 2 meters with a 0 meter offset from the bottom, and all windows will have a height of 1.2 meters with a 0.8 offset from the bottom. That being said, since the opening input will keep the same configuration, it is good practice to create the openings for all the doors first and all the windows second, or vice versa. As you can see, even when changing the level, the opening still keeps the same configuration as the previously created windows. Moving on with adding the roof. Make sure to set the current level to the second story. When generating roof blocks, it automatically adjusts to the initial structure block created. This is why I have to modify its dimensions for it to coincide with the second story. We will now modify some of the roof parameters to our liking, as well as create multiple roof blocks for the second story. When adding roof blocks, it has to be connected to only one other roof block. Now we can finish the design by creating the roof blocks for the first story. Okay. Now that the roof looks like the model we previously designed, we can continue by generating the loads. By clicking the building site icon, we can verify that the information regarding these loads are adequate. The software automatically generates the wind and seismic loads applied to the structure. But it is also possible to manually add, remove, and toggle between the loads by clicking the Loads and Forces icon. For the purpose of this example, we will only keep the loads generated by the software. Now that we finished creating the model and generated the loads, we can run the design. You can see if there's any failure in the structure by going to the Go to Table tab in the toolbar and Design Summary. As we can see, everything looks good, except for the old down subjected to the wind loads. That being said, we can go back, make the necessary adjustments, and rerun the design. Now that we are satisfied with the results, we can accept the design. So to summarize this video, we defined the settings, imported the CAD files, designed the interior and exterior walls, included the openings, designed the roof, generated the loads, made necessary adjustments to the hold downs, and accepted the design, and all of that under 10 minutes.